Hello, this is a pleasure to do this video for Grapevine. We are here in the Manzanares office. Manzanares Lawyers is a firm based in Marbella and in Alaurín el Grande. We provide all type of legal services, and on this occasion we will be talking about immigration services. Okay, we have a specific department in charge of providing immigration services to all our clients through the Marbella and the Alaurín el Grande office. All the immigration team will be involved in providing to the client the best service in order to get all type of immigration needs. It can be residency, it can be the golden visa, it can be the TA, it can be the validation of null residency of clients, and to give the better service for the clients, all the team will be involved. I introduced to Blanca. Blanca Loring is the immigration lawyer, and she can go through all the questions that you, thank you Graham, can have. Thank you very much.
Normally, to qualify for the golden visa, the most usual way is to invest at least 500,000 euro free of mortgage in real estate in Spain. It could be in one home or in several properties, and you can buy it only by yourself or with your couple. But in the case you are going to buy it with your wife or husband, it is important that you are married under joint assets marriage economical agreement. And additionally, if you want, you could make the purchase via a company, but this company should be controlled by the person who wants the golden visa. Yes, you could still get the golden visa, but you should take either two steps or two different solutions. You could either reorganize the current investment and put all the property in the name of one of you, or alternatively, one of you should make another small investment of about 250,000 euro to be added to the previous 50% of the property you had bought with your partner.
Yeah.
¿Sí? Clear? Okay. Normally, it is covered for the investor, the main person making the purchase, and he can regroup his wife or her husband, the children, both minors and children who are already adults but who depend on their parents, like, for example, a child who's studying at the university. And also, you can regroup your parents as long as they depend on you. They live with you, maybe they are old or ill, and they can also be regrouped by you. You are correct, and there are many other ways to get a Spanish residency permit. In the case of the British, they have, for example, an option to apply for a residency permit pursuant the withdrawal agreement if they can prove that they were already living in Spain before the 31 of December 2020. In addition, if we have a British married with an European, this British could apply for a residency permit as the European family card as the relative of an European. Finally, there is a very common way to get a residency permit for people who likes retiring in Spain. It's called a non-lucrative residency permit. It's possible to get it even if you purchase a small property. Okay, in relation with the TII, many people think it's just a special residency permit for the British, but it's not exactly that. A TII means Tarjeta de Identidad de Extranjero, Foreigner Identity Card, and in fact, any type of Spanish residency permit, no matter the nationality of the foreigner, is a TIE. So one of the types of TIA is the one for the British pursuant the withdrawal agreement. But also, for example, a Russian who gets a non-lucrative residency permit will get a TII. So it's just the name for a card for foreigners, and there are different types of residency permits attached to it. Yes, Normally, depending on the type of residency permit you may have, you will have to renew it after 1 year, after 2 years, or after 5 years. For British who were already living in Spain before the Brexit date, if they have an European residency permit, there is no time limit in the European residency certificate. So, in fact, whenever they wish, they could swap it for the new format, but it's not compulsory. In the case they decide to swap it to the new residency card pursuant to the withdrawal agreement, they will have an expiry date over it. If they had been just a few years in Spain, they will get a residency card for 5 years, which will be renewed later on for one of 10 years. Yes, if you live in Spain, depending of the situation and your case, you will have the right to the Spanish public health or not. For example, if you are working in Spain as an entrepreneur or as an employee and you are registered at the Social Security, you will have the right to the Spanish public health. Another example, if you have retired and you brought your right to the Spanish public health from UK with an S1 form, you will also have the right to the Spanish public health. But if in your case you are not working and you are still not retired and what you are enjoying living in Spain with enough economical solvency, normally you are forced to hire a private health insurance which should be without copayment, valid for Spain. In the past, it was possible for the British as well as to any other Europeans, thanks to the benefits of the European Union, to live in Spain without having to be obliged to register as a European resident at the police. But nowadays, because of Brexit, this is controlled, and you should take care. Because if the police stops you and notice that you have not registered as a resident or you didn't get a residency permit at the Spanish consulate, you could be sanctioned. The sanction could be economical, starting with a sanction of €500. They could also say that you should be deported from Spain with an interdiction to come back to Spain and Schengen during certain years. Or if you over-exceed your stay in Spain and later on you try to come back to Spain, maybe you will not be allowed to enter in Spain. Yes, we have received many queries about tax residency, and it's very important to take into account that no matter which type of residency permit you have, in the case you stay in Spain more than 183 days per natural year, you could be considered a Spanish tax resident. So, for example, in relation with the Golden Visa, the advantage is that it's flexible in the obligation of permanency in Spain, which means that with the Golden Visa you can either live or not live in Spain during all the year. And if you want to avoid to become a Spanish tax resident, you should take care not to stay more than 183 days. But the good thing about the Golden Visa that it allows you to overstay the 90 days per semester. So to give you a sample, many British like coming to Spain during the winter time and autumn. Maybe you arrive at the beginning of autumn in October and you stay until February and you will stay 120 days. No problem, as long as during the rest of the natural year you don't exceed the 183 days to avoid the tax residency. Finally, with any other type of residency permit, all of them are meant for people who really live in Spain and therefore who will be considered a Spanish tax resident.